Right. So today's session is very important. The simple reason that we all are in wellness and health sector, and though we do not have to behave like a doctor, we are not doctors. Everyone in the room might not be a doctor, but we need to have enough information about the disease, about the ailments, and what IMC offers can offer to annihilate these problems. So I'll straight away dive into this today's topics. As I told you that we will be discussing 5 most dreaded problems right now in Malaysia. I mean, these problems can be classified in the lifestyle diseases category, and these are really causing a havoc in Malaysia. And let us see what we can do with the products we have. So let's talk about the fastest growing diseases in Malaysia. What do you think are the fastest growing diseases in Malaysia? Can we have some replies in the chat box, please? Please tell me what are the fastest growing diseases in Malaysia related to the organs. The chat box is on. You can just hypertension, cardio related, diabetes. Yes. Dr. Athi, diabetes. Yeah. Okay. 4 replies. You can write it down in the chat box. Kidney failure, cancer. Right. Okay. Great. Thank you for responding. So let us see what are the 5 main problems. The number 1 is heart. And whatever data I'm sharing is from relevant news websites or relevant government portals. So the New Straits Times reports that heart disease kills 50 Malaysians every day. Right now, heart disease is playing a havoc in Malaysia. 50 people, 50 individuals every day are dying of heart attacks or heart-related diseases in Malaysia. If you see this, CVS, heart disease in Malaysia, this is a report which was released on 27th of July 2022. Not been 1 year also. And it says, according to the Department of Statistics Malaysia, ischemic heart disease continued to be a leading cause of mortality. Leading cause of mortality, accounting for 17% of the 1,155 deaths that were medically verified in 2020 statistics. So heart diseases is accounting for almost 17% of mortality. And heart diseases are growing day by day. And there are various causes for that. Obesity is one of the cause. High cholesterol is one of the cause. So let us see and understand more about the heart. So this is a very concerning thing for all of us who are staying in Malaysia, who are living in Malaysia. Heart disease is becoming a bigger concern, not only for the government, but for us as a society. And we need to keep our hearts strong. So let us see what are the function and role of human heart. What is the function and role of a human heart? To keep it simple, the human heart is responsible for the blood flow in our body. The heart works in the form of a pump. It pumps hundreds of liters of blood every day, every second. And the main function is to carry the oxygenated blood from the heart to the different parts, organs, cells of the body, and again carry the deoxygenated blood, the blood without oxygen, back from the cells, from the organs, from the different parts, back to the heart and then to the lungs. So blood carries all the vital nutrients and oxygen, which is essential for living healthy life. And if the heart is malfunctioning, the blood supply to particular organs or to particular cells will be depleted, and obviously we will have different diseases. So the health of the heart is of the primary importance. It is very, very important. I'm sorry. Is the screen visible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Now, what are the risk factors? Let us see the risk factors. The risk factors for heart are: one is smoking, diabetes mellitus, physical inactivity, obesity, high cholesterol, high BP. Now, all these risk factors are modifiable risk factors. That means that these can be curtailed, this can be taken care with proper lifestyle or by stopping certain habits. For example, smoking. If you stop smoking, your heart damage would be less. Diabetes. If the diabetes or the sugar, blood sugar is controlled, you can improve the heart condition. Physical inactivity. You start becoming active, your heart will become more healthier. Obesity. If you cut down on weight, your heart would be better. Cholesterol, it is controllable. And high BP. If you take care of your BP, it is controllable. But there are certain modifiable risk factors also. For example, race and ethnicity. Certain races they are more prone to heart diseases. Age, increasing age. After 45, 50, obviously the heart becomes weaker. The muscle becomes weaker. Gender. Males are more prone to heart diseases, heart attacks. And there are certain genetic factors. Now, these factors are non-modifiable. You cannot change them. So these are certain heart risk factors. Let us see what are certain heart diseases. There are coronary artery diseases. There can be fatty deposit in the arteries. There can be valvular diseases. There can be stenosis. There can be fluttering of the walls. There can be aneurysms, wherein the arteries, the main arteries, become bulged, which is called as aneurysm. There can be cardiac arrhythmia because of disorganized electrical signals in the heart and the muscles. The heart flutters, or there are arrhythmias, which is called as tachycardia, bradycardia. There can be cardiomyopathies, wherein the myocardium or the layer of the heart becomes thickened. There is swelling in the layers of the heart. There can be pericarditis. The outer layer of the heart becomes inflamed. There can be heart failure, because of dilation of the ventricle, one of the chambers. There are 4 chambers, 2 ventricles and 2 atriums. And when the ventricle or the lower compartment of the heart, it becomes too much dilated, there can be heart failure. So there are various reasons or various diseases which can affect the heart, from clogging of the arteries to improper working of the valves, to aneurysms, to cardiac arrhythmias, to cardiomyopathies, to pericarditis, to heart failures. So all these combined, we'll be going to discuss today. So I don't want to make you all doctors or cardiologists. What my intention is for all of you is to understand that what products can help annihilate these kind of problems. Because to treat a problem or a condition, you should know why those conditions generally arise. Then only you'll be able to suggest any management treatment for that problem. Now, what solutions can we provide for such heart problems through IMC product? Number 1, botanical beverage, noni and aloe vera. Now, botanical beverage, noni and aloe vera is very good for helping reduce blood pressure, and noni has a lot of nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is very, very essential to reduce the inflammation in the arteries. There is huge requirement by the body of nitric oxide for keeping the blood vessels healthy. And with age, the nitric oxide composition in our blood and in our vessels system goes lower. Now, when there is high nitric oxide, any form of blockage, the chances are very less. So nitric or noni, you can remember it like this, N-O-N-I. NO means nitric oxide. So noni will help reduce the inflammation in the arteries, by which the blockages, the lumen, the internal lumen of the arteries will stay intact and there will not be any blockage. So it can help in reducing ischemic heart diseases, which is called as IHD. It can help reduce plaques in the arteries. It can help improve arrhythmias. Someone is having low heartbeat or high heartbeat, tachycardia or bradycardia. Noni is also considered to be very good for heart muscles, the pumping of the muscles, because it has potassium, magnesium. Noni is high on vitamins. So it is very, very good nutritive product for the heart. Second product is botanical beverage mix sea buckthorn. Now, sea buckthorn is very high on omega-3, 6 and 9. So omega-3, 6 and 9 helps reduce the cholesterol in the blood, in the system. And botanical beverage mix sea buckthorn has high amount of oxygen also in it. So it will keep the blood's density and viscosity in normal range. Sea buckthorn is also having a lot of vitamin C. That is why it is excellent in reducing the inflammation. So pericarditis is inflammation of the outer layer of the heart. Any sort of inflammation like myocarditis, inflammation of muscle of the heart, it can also help sea buckthorn. Next product is botanical beverage turmeric saffron. Now turmeric is a very good antibiotic, it is a very good antiseptic, it is a very good anti-inflammatory, and it is considered to be very, very effective in treating heart disorders. Turmeric improves the digestion. Turmeric improves the cell division. Turmeric improves any sort of inflammatory condition in the system. And that is why if we take turmeric regularly, we can stay away from a lot of inflammatory diseases, blockages, and turmeric and saffron is considered to be very good for the walls of the heart, the bicuspid valve or the tricuspid valve. So it will keep the walls also healthy. Next product is aloe vera, botanical beverage aloe vera. Now, aloe vera is important to cleanse the body. So cleansing is very, very important. And before starting any treatment, I would recommend every one of you that you should always start the management or treatment of disease with aloe vera. Aloe vera in itself has a lot of vitamins and minerals. It has primary and secondary amino acids. Aloe vera works very well on liver by detoxifying the system. It freshens the blood. It provides more nutrition to the organs and cells. Next product is basil, botanical beverage basil. Now, botanical beverage basil is a very, very wonderful antibiotic, antiseptic, anti-inflammatory, and high on antioxidants. So it will help reduce the free radicals in the body, which are generated because of the oxidative stress. Tulsi also helps to calm down the mind. It also helps to lower the cholesterol level. Tulsi also helps to cleanse the body by cleaning, by helping to clean the liver, the kidneys, and the blood. Tulsi has a lot of polyphenols, tocopherols. Tulsi has a wonderful ingredient, active ingredient, which is called as eugenol, 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 which is an anti-inflammatory. Tulsi also has, Tulsi means basil. Why I'm saying Tulsi is, a lot of you might correlate with Tulsi. Tulsi is nothing but basil. So basil has another active ingredient which is called as sayunol, and it has another active ingredient which is called as caffeine. So basil has all these sayunol, eugenol, and caffeine. So all these vital ingredients, active molecules in basil, help to reduce the inflammation, help to reduce the pain, help to improve the cholesterol level, triglyceride level. It helps to reduce the low density lipoprotein, LDL, in the blood. The next product which can be very helpful for the heart is flax seeds with turmeric. Flax seed is known since ages, since thousands of years, it has been used to reduce the cholesterol and blood pressure. It has a lot of fiber in it. Flaxseed has a lot of fiber and it has good oils. It has omega 3, 6, which helps to keep the heart healthy. Omega 3, 6, and 9 is vital for the heart health, to keep the heart pumping properly, to improve the blood flow in the arteries, in the vessels, to help the electrical impulses in the heart. Omega 3, 6, 9 is very important. Excuse me. So, my friends, for the total heart health, these 6 products are very, very important. And I would request everyone to note it down. Note the points: noni, sea buckthorn, botanical beverage, turmeric, saffron, botanical beverage, aloe vera, botanical beverage, basil, and mixed flaxseed and turmeric. Now, anyone comes with a heart problem, they say that I have a patient who is having 90% heart block. Now, you cannot treat these kind of patients. Understand that. These are all emergency patients. 90% of the coronary arteries are blocked. You cannot do anything. They need to go to the ICU. But yes, you can certainly help people who are having milder forms of heart problems, or who are having a history of family history of heart problems, so they can safely use these products. See, before recommending products to anyone else, these products should be used in our family by us. The main objective is to be healthy ourselves. Then we can recommend it to someone else. So, people who are having myocarditis or arrhythmias or high BP or pericarditis or lesser form of heart blockages, artery blockages, maybe say 40–50%, certainly you can tell them to take the products and they will have very, very good results. Now, noni, I have told in the earlier trainings also that noni should not be given to people who are having low BP. People who have low BP or people who are on anticoagulant medicines, blood thinners, should not take noni. People who are in dialysis, people who are having kidney failure should not be given noni. So please be careful. Okay. Now, let us go to the next. Okay, before we go, I would want everyone to come onto the chat box and say, were you able to understand what I told you regarding the heart? Is my speed okay? Are you able to understand? Is my sound and speed okay? Right, thank you. I can see your messages. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, fine. Too fast? Am I too fast? My speech is too fast, or what is it? because I want this subject to reach to you all. Otherwise, my whole effort would be wasted. Okay, thank you. Fine. Now let us talk about brain. Let us see some statistics. One major problem which human beings are suffering from is brain stroke. When there is a heart blockage or blockage in the artery in the heart, it is called as heart stroke. But when there is some blockage or some rupture in the vessels of the brain, it is called as brain stroke. Now, if you see, in Malaysia has about 50,000 new cases of stroke every year, which is an alarming situation. See, Malaysia is a very small population, if you see, but having 50,000 new cases of stroke per year is alarming. And 7 out of 10 stroke survivors become dependents or need assistance in living. So 10 people who are getting stroke, 3 are fully recovering. They are not having any physical problem. They recover, they can walk, they can do their daily chores. But 7 people, means 70% of the stroke survivors become dependent. They will have paralysis. They will need assistance. And 40% of the stroke patients are below the age of 60 years in Malaysia. Just imagine, 40% of the people are having stroke and they are 60 below in Malaysia. Stroke is the third most common cause of death in Malaysia. The third most common cause of death in Malaysia after heart diseases and pneumonia. This has been reported in 2018. Across the world, 1 in 4 people will experience a stroke in their lifetime. Out of 4, 1% will experience a stroke in their lifetime. So my friends, in today's world, in today's time of all these technology, all these radiation, the kind of food habits we have, the kind of stress levels, whether it is business, whether it is family, whether it is personal, whether it is work, anything, there's a lot of stress. And everything is amounting to become, to put a lot of stress on our mind and our brain. So what can we do about it? Let us see. Now let us see what are the functions and role of human brain. Now, brain is a very, very complex structure. It just amounts to 2% of the total body weight, maybe 1.5% of the total body weight. But you know, brain requires almost 20% of the blood supply of our body. Brain needs a lot of blood. Why? Because you cannot do anything without the brain. You see how many things the brain is responsible for. Moving means whatever actions, whether you are walking, whether you are running, whether you are sitting, whether you are lying down, whether you are waking up, everything is controlled by the brain. Touching, whether you touch someone, whether you feel the heat, whether you feel the pain, everything is controlled by the brain. The hearing, the minutest of hearing, the loudest of hearing. Brain controls the speech and understanding. What I am speaking and what you are hearing is because of the brain. Not only the speech part, the understanding part, the comprehending part is controlled by the brain. The vision, all the good things, all the beautiful things the God has made can be visualized only because of the brain. The balance and regulation, when you're walking, when you're running, when you're driving, when you are standing on a single foot, everything, whatever the balance and regulation, not only our movements, but balance and regulation of all our important vitamins, secretions, hormones is regulated by the brain. So not only the movement balance, but also the hormone balance, regulation of hormones, everything is controlled by the brain. The information processing, whatever information I am giving it to you right now, the processing is happening in the brain. The taste, all the good food, what we eat, the taste is connected with the brain. Speaking is nothing but controlled by the brain. The emotion part, whether you feel angry, whether you feel happy, whether you feel sad, whether you feel depressed, whether you feel very aesthetic, euphoric, everything is controlled by the brain. And these different colors denote the different areas from where the brain controls these many functions. So the role of the brain is very important. Now, what are the risk factors which can affect the brain and cause stroke or any other brain-related damage? So if you see, poor diet is one reason. Genetics is one reason. Sedentary lifestyle, inactivity is one reason which can produce altered brain activity. Then there are chronic stress, some infections, then a lot of stress, any kind of stress. Stress can be of different things. It can be in small age. There can be stress regarding the studies, the education. Nowadays, you see in a lot of schools, I mean, small kids committing suicide. Now, because of lot of pressure from the parents, from the educational institutes to study, get good ranks, all those things, they are having these problems, a lot of stress. Similarly, in adulthood, when you are working, when you go for family, there can be a lot of stress regarding earning the money, regarding family, fooding, regarding roof, regarding housing, all those things. So stress plays a very important role. And because of that, a lot of people go into emotional roller coaster, which can cause depression, which can cause anxieties. Depression and anxiety can lead to a lot of binge eating, what we call binge eating, all kinds of French fries, burgers, and this and that, and which can lead to obesity. And again, obesity leads to high BP, obesity leads to high cholesterol, obesity leads to heart problems, obesity leads to diabetes. So, risk factors concerned to brain are multiple. There can be some infection. Infection can lead to different various abnormalities in the brain, like meningitis. There can be different problems due to poor diet. If you are not eating enough of omega, you can damage your brain. If you are not eating enough of magnesium, it can cause problems in the brain. If you are not eating important soluble fats, that can also damage the brain. So there are a lot of risk factors involved in damaging the brain. Now, if we want to treat, or if we want to stay away from brain diseases, we need to be very careful. Now, what are the brain diseases, different brain diseases which you will generally come across apart from stroke? Stroke is a major concern, but apart from stroke, you have autism, you have OCD, obsessive compulsion disorder, you have peak performance anxiety, you have depression, then there are learning disorders like ADHD and ADD. Then you have chronic fatigue of the brain. Then you have pituitary syndrome, PTSD, memory loss, also called as dementia or Alzheimer's disease. Then there is anxiety. Then insomnia. Insomnia is also related to brain. Then there are certain types of addictions, whether it is smoking or alcohol, is concerned with the improper chemical imbalance in the brain. Then there are migraine headaches, then chronic headaches, then there are seizures, epileptic seizures or convulsions, what we call as. Then traumatic brain injury because of some trauma, some fall or some accident. There can be some brain injury, there can be some clot. Then there is something called as panic attacks. This is a higher form of anxiety where the person feels totally claustrophobic, or they feel that they are going to die, or their heart is going to stop, and they become panic. They panic a lot. So all these problems are brain diseases, which most of us are having. And in all of these, very common is anxiety. Very common is depression. And in kids, very common is ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Another very common problem in kids is memory, weak memory, loss of concentration. And in old age, it is dementia or Alzheimer's disease. So how do we tackle with all these problems? Let us talk about that. So one of the best products for brain-related problems is sea buckthorn, botanical beverage sea buckthorn. As I told you earlier, that sea buckthorn has ample amount of vitamin C, so it is very good inflammatory. It has ample amount of omega-3, 6 and 9, and omega-3 and 6 helps to make the brain. Omega-3 and 6, brain is rich in omega-3 and 6. So anyone who is having memory weakness, anyone who is having paralysis after the stroke, anyone who is having convulsions or seizures, people who are having brain fatigue, weakness, cannot think, cannot imagine, the total brain, mind is totally shut down, don't have energy to respond, botanical beverage aloe vera is one of the best products. Next, turmeric and saffron. Now, turmeric and saffron also is a great product to enhance the brain activity. It is anti-inflammatory. That is why you can give it to people who are having stroke. It will improve their muscular power. It will improve the nerve power. It will heal wherever there is some dead cells. Anyhow, once the brain cells are dead, they cannot be regenerated. But yes, there can be improvement. I mean, it can help reduce the damage, further damage. So saffron and turmeric are considered very, very effective for brain disorders. They are good for anxiety. Turmeric and saffron is considered to be a good mood enhancer also. So people who are continuously suffering from depression and anxiety, getting suicidal thoughts and all those things, you can give them turmeric and saffron with milk or water. Mix sweet Indian gooseberry and aloe vera paste. There are different herbs like ashwagandha is there. There is Himalayan berry is there. Indian gooseberry is there. So it is a wonderful brain and nervine tonic. It will improve the brain activity. It will be very, very good for improving the eyesight also. People who are having weak brains, their eyesight also becomes weaker. So you can give for weak eyesight also. People who are having some hearing loss because of some auditory nerve damage, you can give to them also. People who are having loss of smell because of olfactory nerve damage, or they are having any sort of migraine also, you can give mixed Indian gooseberry aloe vera paste. Then flaxseed, since it has high amount of omega-3 and 6, is a great product for brain related disorders. It improves the blood pressure. It reduces LDL and it improves the HDL. HDL is the good cholesterol and LDL is the bad cholesterol. Botanical beverage noni and aloe vera again is a wonderful product for brain related issues. As I told you that brain stroke is one of the leading causes of death. And why does the stroke come? Because the vessels are inflamed or there is high BP. The blood pressure in the vessels is very high, and that is why the arteries are leaking. The blood is clotting outside the arteries. So noni, high on nitric oxide, it will help reduce the blood pressure. It will help reduce the inflammation. And moreover, noni is very good for migraine also, or any sort of pain. Noni is considered to be one of the best painkillers. So any sort of pain, whether it is joint pains, whether it is muscular pains, whether it is migraine pains, noni works very good. And the other product is botanical beverage aloe vera and saffron. So again, aloe vera saffron helps to detoxify the body, and also it enhances the what do you call it? It is a mood enhancer. And people who are having low BP, they will be having vertigo. They will feel that the whole things are moving. So people who are having low BP also, you can give botanical beverage aloe vera and saffron. And definitely, because of the herbs we are having in aloe vera and saffron, we are having cardamom, we are having brahmi added to it. So it is a brain enhancer, mood enhancer, and it reduces the fatigue. So all these products are excellent for different brain related issues. Here you need to take a very, very important note that botanical beverage aloe vera and saffron should not be given to people who are having diabetes, high sugar. They should not be given botanical beverage aloe vera and saffron. Rest of the products can be given. Now, let us go to the third major issue, which is the kidneys. Now, if you see, this is an article from New Straits Times. Kuala Lumpur, more and more younger people are being diagnosed with chronic kidney diseases requiring dialysis in Malaysia. Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said that there were over 40,000 kidney patients in Malaysia, with over 8,000 new patients diagnosed annually since 2018. So since 2018, annually, the number is growing. 8,000 new patients diagnosed every year. If this upward trend continues, we expect some 106,000 kidney patients who would need dialysis by the year 2040, of which 30% will be aged under 45. Such an alarming condition. Now, the main reason for kidney problems is heavy use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, which is called as painkillers. Second, why the kidney gets affected is because of diabetes. High blood sugar levels leads to kidney failure. And there are other multiple causes which we will discuss. But the main two reasons for kidney damage is high use of painkillers, and second, diabetes along with high BP, hypertension. These are the main and important reason for kidney diseases. There are several kidney diseases. We will see about them, but the main important problem is kidney failure. The kidney stops working, the kidney stops filtering, and the total body starts becoming accumulating the water. So kidneys, the role of the kidneys is daily kidneys processes about 200 quarts of blood. 200 quarts of blood daily it processes, and 2 quarts of waste products is taken out from the body. So kidney is very, very important to flush out all the liquid waste from the body. If the kidneys are malfunctioning, a lot of problems will be coming related to the heart, related to the lungs, and the patient will succumb to this problem. Now, what are the risk factors which can damage the kidneys? First, as I told, is diabetes. Second is high blood pressure. Third is some inherent heart disease. Fourth is obesity. Fifth is a family history. Sixth is person above the age of 60 gets automatically, the risk factor automatically comes, and smoking. High intake of nicotine can damage the kidneys. So what are the types of kidney diseases? Acute kidney failure, chronic kidney failure, renal stones or kidney stones, nephritic syndrome, and urinary tract infection. What is a urinary tract infection? Urinary tract infection is burning while urination, pain while urination. The urine comes drop, drop, drop. And in females, the symptom of white discharge, which is also called as leukorrhea. And when you get your urine test done, you will find that there are high amount of pus cells in the urine. So this is a sign of urinary tract infection. Nephrotic syndrome, again, is related to the kidneys, wherein the kidneys, the ureters are affected. Kidney stone, there are different types of kidney stones, oxalate stones, calcium stones. Very common is oxalate and calcium stones. Because of the stones in the kidney, there is a excruciating pain. The person who is having kidney stones cannot do any work because there is a lot of pain. And this happens because the kidney is not able to filter out the waste from the body. The kidney is malfunctioning. The filtration rate is not proper. And then the chronic and acute kidney failure, wherein the person might require dialysis or also might require kidney transplant. So my friends, what are the products which can help in kidney diseases? The best product, the first and the best product, I would say, is botanical beverage sea buckthorn. We've already discussed about sea buckthorn properties. Then another product which is very, very essential and very good for kidney diseases, whether it is kidney stones, whether it is nephritic syndrome, whether it is any cyst in the kidney, botanical beverage turmeric and saffron works very well. The third product is botanical beverage mixed basil. Again, a ultimate product, wonderful product. It helps to break down small stones into smaller pieces, and the stones will come out from the urination. Now, you cannot treat a stone which is 17, 18 mm, but yes, 6 mm, 7 mm, 8 mm, 9 mm stones can be very well treated with the use of botanical beverage sea buckthorn, botanical beverage mixed basil. Then green tea mix with sea buckthorn is another good product to keep your kidneys healthy, to flush out all the toxins from the body, from the kidneys. Green tea with sea buckthorn is an excellent product. It also helps in reducing the weight. It helps to reduce obesity. It improves the GFR. GFR full form is glomerular filtration rate of the kidneys. Another very good product is botanical mixed beverage aloe vera and saffron. People who have kidney pains, kidney related pains, I mean the renal stones, they can very well use this product. People who are having cysts, they can also use it. And stevia, mixed stevia and fructo oligosaccharide. Now, this is a combination which you should think when you are dealing with any kidney patient. Mind well, don't add noni to any kidney failure patients. It will deteriorate his condition. So these 6 products are very good, very essential. Now, all these combinations, what I am telling you, you do not have to necessarily give all the products. You can mix and match. You can give 3 products at a time, and after some time you can add some and some, take out some. So basically, what my intention in today's meeting is, I want to tell you what products would be good for what system or what disease. And you can start with 2-3 products. And if you are getting good results, continue. If you are not finding, because all the individuals, all the people will not respond to all the products the same way. Right? You need to understand that. So there has to be a combination and permutation which can be done while treating the people. Now, next problem, the 4th problem is related to the liver. Now, what is the role of the human liver? First, it filters blood from, filters the waste from the blood. It is very important for production of clotting factor, the clotting factor which helps to clot the blood. Otherwise, if we do not have the clotting factor, whenever you get some wound or whenever you get hurt, the blood will just go on flowing, and the person will die of excessive bleeding. So liver is the organ which is responsible for producing clotting factor. It is important for production of proteins, albumins, fats, and cholesterol. Liver removes ammonia from the body. Ammonia is a toxic element which is not required by the body. Liver produces and secretes bile, and bile is important for digestion of the food. It excretes bilirubin. It is a byproduct during the digestion, which is not good, bilirubin. And it also helps in the breakdown of glycogen into glucose. So if the liver is not healthy, all these functions will be affected. Now, what are the risk factors for liver? The risk factors for liver is any kind of viral infection. Now, viral infection like HIV or hepatitis B, hepatitis A, hepatitis C, all these are viral infections. Alcoholism, excess use of alcohol can damage your liver. Obesity is a risk factor. High fat food, too much of calorie food, too much of fatty food, deep fried food is going to harm your liver. Then there are genetic abnormalities, genetic family related issues that can be a cause of risk factor for the liver. Then illicit drugs. People who are used to taking narcotics, drugs, their liver also gets damaged. So these are the risk factors which will damage the liver. Now, out of all these things, the major risk factor is alcohol, high fat food, and obesity. These are the three major causes of liver problem in today's world. Now, if you see in the picture, the healthy liver looks like how it is. The cells, you can see, they are properly distributed. Liver is looking nice, pinkish red. But the second condition, if you see the second image, this is fatty liver. Now, what happens is with fatty liver, the fat gets deposited in between the cells, and the liver starts to the function starts depleting. The liver does not do the proper digestive function. It will not secrete the bile properly. It will not secrete the albumin and proteins properly. So that is why the nutrition value goes down in the body. The next step is, if we do not take care, it will lead to fibrosis. So if you see, there are white cells and red cells. So the red cells are the healthy cells, but the white cells are the dead liver cells, and it becomes fibrosed. The connective tissues which are there will be replaced. They will replace the normal cells, normal tissues. And the fourth stage is cirrhosis of the liver. There will be nodular fibrostic tissues which will be surrounded, and the healthy liver cells will reduce, and it will be taken up by fibrotic tissues, and the liver totally stops working. People will have pain, people will have ascites, there will be collection of fluid in the stomach, there will be bloated abdomen, they will not be able to do, they will not be able to eat, there will be vomiting, there can be blood vomiting, their motions will not be clear. So it will land them up in a very, very bad situation. So this is how slowly the liver starts depleting, and the liver disease slowly and steadily increases. What are the best products for liver diseases? First best product is botanical beverage aloe vera. As we all know that botanical beverage aloe vera has the power and potential to remove all the toxins from the gut, from the small intestine, from the large intestine, from the liver. The major thing is lignin and saponin. Lignin is the drilling effect and saponin is the soap or the cleaning effect. So whenever you are taking aloe vera, make sure to drink a lot of water. I get a lot of comments, messages, calls from people that, sir, after aloe vera, the person is feeling bloated. The only reason is either the patient is not drinking a lot of water, because aloe vera is nothing like but it is like a soap. So if you add soap, like simple example I'll give, while you're bathing, if you put water and then put soap, it will be all frothy. But if you do not pour more water, the soap will still remain on the skin and you will feel it sticky and it will dry and you will feel very awkward. So after you put soap on the body or shampoo on your hair, you have to put a lot of water so that it gets rinsed. Similarly, aloe vera needs a lot of water. So if you're taking 30 ml aloe vera, you need to take minimum 2 to 2.5 liters of water so that the soap effect, it will cleanse and it will flush it out from the body. Okay. So aloe vera is very, very important and crucial for liver diseases. If someone is alcoholic, taking a lot of alcohol, they should certainly use aloe vera. Then botanical beverage mixed basil is another great product for fatty liver, people who are having indigestion, people who are having hyperacidity, people who are having weak digestion. What does weak digestion mean? Means you take your lunch at around 2 p.m. but 9 p.m. also you feel that the stomach is like that only, and the same thing what you had in the morning, in the afternoon, the same kind of irritations you are getting. This is called as weak digestion. Botanical mix turmeric and saffron is another great product to counter any sort of liver problems, but make sure that you do not give turmeric and saffron someone who is having jaundice. You should not give turmeric and saffron in jaundice. Okay, jaundice is something where SGOT and SGPT, SGOT and SGPT is very high. Your bilirubin levels goes very high. So don't give saffron and turmeric to someone who is having jaundice. But rest of the problems, like people who are having gallbladder stones, cholelithiasis, fibrosis of liver, liver cancer, you can safely give turmeric and saffron along with botanical mixed basil. Another great product is botanical mix Indian gooseberry and aloe vera. It is a very, very good product for cleansing the liver, for enhancing the power of liver, for improving the digestion, for improving the blood supply in liver, for improving the bile production in the liver. So this is a great product for indigestion, for acidity, wonderful product. And another great product is mixed vegetable soup stock. So anyone who is having liver problems should not have a lot of fatty food. They should eat low fat, low calorie food. The calorie should not come from the fat. So they should have something which is lighter. So the mixed vegetable soup is a soup which gives you more nutrition with less calories. And it will also improve your liver functioning. So these are the 5 products which are very, very good for liver problems. The fifth organ or the fifth problem which a lot of people suffer from is pancreas. Now, what is the function of the pancreas? Pancreas is a small gland which is situated here. It's a small gland, and the main function of pancreas is to produce insulin and glucagon. Now, insulin and glucagon helps to regulate the sugar in the blood. If the sugar goes high, definitely you will have diabetes. And then if the sugar stays high throughout, then you will have different problems like kidney failure, retinopathies, glaucoma, nerve weakness, sexual weakness, all those things. So if the insulin is not produced properly by the pancreas, the sugar levels will go up and the patient will fall into diabetic. So what are the risk factors? First is the age. Second is obesity. Third is diabetes, obviously. Fourth is tobacco. Fifth is chronic pancreatitis. Chronic pancreatitis is the outcome of heavy drinking. People who are alcoholics, they will have chronic pancreatitis. And family history. If there is a strong genetic history of pancreatic problems. So these are the risk factors which damages the liver, the pancreas. Now, there are several pancreatic diseases, so many pancreatic diseases, but you don't have to remember the names and all those things. There are so many because of alcohol, because of drugs, because of high lipids, because of high calcium. Then there are stones. There will be pancreatic stones will be there. There will be tumors. There will be pancreatic cancer will be there. Then there will be viral infections because of which the pancreas can be damaged. Then there can be vasculitis. The vessels in the pancreas can be inflamed. There can be embolism. There can be some blockage in the pancreatic ampulla. Then there can be so many other problems which the pancreas has to face, or which can cause diseases in the pancreas. So we don't necessarily have to remember all the names, but the major problem which arises in pancreas because of pancreas is diabetes. So what are the best products which can help treat any pancreatic disease? The first product is botanical beverage aloe vera. Second product is botanical beverage mixed Indian gooseberry and aloe vera. The third product is botanical beverage mixed Vijay aloe vera and bitter gourd for diabetes, specifically for diabetes. The next product is mixed stevia fructo oligosaccharide, which is a natural sweetener. So instead of sugar, you can add this fructo oligosaccharide to your beverages, to your juices, to your pastries, to your milk, to your anything, whatever you want to make sweet, you can add this. Another product is mixed flaxseed and turmeric. And the last product is green tea with sea buckthorn. So these are the 6 products which are excellent for your pancreatic health, and these products will help you relieve and manage any kind of pancreatic problems, whether it is diabetes, whether it is pancreatitis, which happens because of alcoholism, whether it is some vasculitis, any vessel being inflamed, whether it is a pancreatic stone, whether it is pancreatic cancer. So if you have a pancreatic cancer, you can always add mixed basil and turmeric to it, to the combination, right? So these are the products which will help you in relieving all these 5 major diseases which are right now very, very prevalent in Malaysia. Now, let us quickly look into the different different offers of this month. Now, as Mr. Dheeraj told that there is a good news. Is this offer visible?
Yes, Dr. Sir.
Yeah, so we have this Langkawi trip, 2 nights, 3 days, and a big public demand from the leaders that 1,000 personal BV is becoming too high. So on request of the leaders, the company has actually listened. They have paid heed to your request, and the company has modified the Langkawi trip. Now the qualification criteria has become simpler and easier. You can earn 5,000 PBV, sorry, 500 PBV. A lot of people are like 5,000. So earn 500 PBV consecutively for 6 months. Okay. Earn 500 PBV consecutively for 6 months, and you can come to Langkawi. I guess now the offer is become easier. Now, please tell me in the chat how many of you are ready and willing to come to Langkawi after this